Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's week is kicking off well. Now that the Monday slog is done. Hope the weather is treating you well as also. I was going to say well as well, but that wouldn't have made too much sense. I don't know where this month has gone. We're almost at the end of July. I mean, granted, this last whole month I've basically been moving into my new house, and the days have just flown by with work and unpacking and driving and streaming, and the days just gone poof. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I am Mock, and here we like to roleplay. We like to play story-driven games. And between all that, we do some random one-off palate cleanser type games. But tonight, we are back in Red Dead Redemption 2 roleplay. We are on the New Haven server, and this is our current character, Jeremy White. Jeremy White is a alcoholic, an asshole, and sad for her, Annalise's father, for those who know Annalise as a character. He's recently come back into her life, trying to demand her to come back home with him since his wife recently died, and he needs somebody to take care of him. And that's the way it's always been done. The lady folk of the family is always taking care of the housework and everything. You know, very, very sexist, of course, but we're trying to ride that line without being too past the line, because it's something I completely disagree with. So yeah, he's kind of been trying to work his way into his daughter's life as best as possible, but she is demanding that he does not drink anymore, because he's a mean drunk. He's a violent drunk. She recently found out that he beat up his son to get information about where she is because she had been sending him letters secretly, and you know, little things like that. But because he's not been getting much alcohol, just like a thimble a day basically, he's been having a rough go of it. He's been having pounding headaches, hot flashes, shaky hands. He's probably about the peak of it right now. It usually takes, if someone goes cold turkey, it usually takes a few days for the worst symptoms to show up, but he hasn't gone cold turkey. He's kind of gone in between that, so probably the worst of the symptoms for now. But he didn't sleep very well last night. He had pretty awful dreams. Things he wishes he could drink away. So we'll see what happens. Hey V, how you doing tonight? He's still alive? For now. For now. I'll just leave it at that. We don't know what's going to happen to him. And, I mean, Annalise is kind of giving me free reign, so PSC is kind of giving me free reign. So we've been playing and fiddling with it a little bit. We call that foreshadowing in the business. So yes, he's managed to stumble out of bed, but he's not having a good day today, that's for sure. Where's my gear? It's kind of funny. He does make some kind of angry drunk faces when he's in the drunk walk animation. Blasted door, what are you doing? Headache. Where am I going? Smelling the flowers. What am I doing? I need the outhouse. Do we have pee in this game? I don't think we do. Probably be in the uncategorized if we had it. Nausea. Yeah, that works. That works. Piss! There we go. Puking and pissing to start the day. Thanks, Dave. How you doing tonight? Happy Tuesday. Hey, Fear. Don't look at me. I'm technically in the outhouse, but this one doesn't have a way to get in, I don't think, so. Yeah, you can't get into that one. Doing well. Lance is doing prison chores, so you'll be lurking. Alrighty. Hello from tomorrow. Happy Wednesday. Let us know what the lottery numbers are, so we can all stop being miserable, right? I still remember a tweet of someone said, "Why didn't the people in Asia let us know that 9/11 was going to happen?" And it was a serious tweet too. Oh, Lord save me, it's foggy, thank goodness. This blasted sun. I need my medicine. Zio around? I think I heard an arrow when I was peeing. Okay, there she is. I was like, Jeremy doesn't see her, but I saw her. They be lurking? No worries. You gonna be getting things ready for your little vacation within your vacation? What are you looking at, horse? I'm not doing nothing. There's a dead horse there. Sleeping or dead? The horse.
Of course, Dakota's not dead. See her tail going?
Okay.
Oh, Zio's calling her. Go on, Dakota. Zio's looking for you. No, you want to stay here? That's okay. You were pretty comfortable. Okay, she's not happy. Dakota, darling, you okay? Okay, what's up, big girl? Headache still going?
Oh yeah, it never gave up. It's like them bison riding across the plains in my head. Could barely sleep, and when I did, it was bad dreams, and then when I didn't, I was puking.
What kind of bad dreams?
I don't know. Bad dreams, nightmares. Things that I drink to get rid of. So you best give me my medicine before I get surly today.
You could say please and be polite.
I'm sorry. Can you please give me my thimble for the day? Maybe that'll help a bit.
Alright.
That's a ranch hand. That's not Zio. Is Zio up there already? Oh, she is. Damn, dude, she is so quiet. Yeah, maybe this rain will cool me off.
Like it isn't cold around here already.
Is it? I don't feel it today. More water.
Yeah, more water.
I hope I can keep this down.
So, Dad, I wanted to ask you a question.
What'll I do this time? I wasn't mean to your friends yesterday, was I?
No, I'm not. I'm not here to yell at you. Just when you got here, you did kind of just dump it on my lap that Mama had died, and you told me she was sick or something. We haven't actually had time to sit down and talk about, what happened in detail, because, I it's something I've been stewing on, thinking about her, and I want a little more closure on it. What exactly happened?
She got sick.
Yeah, that you said that part, but what did she have? There's a whole lot of illnesses out there that can kill people.
I don't know, I'm not a doctor.
You're not a doctor, but you didn't have a doctor come and look at her. People don't just.
I did.
So what did the doctor say?
I, I wasn't too sure. I might have, I don't know if I waited too long or I just thought she was in one of her moods and she was just ignoring me and, I don't, I'm sorry, I don't remember what he said. I was in the bottle. But she was not responding and couldn't talk and I guess she just stopped breathing at one point. I think something like that. I probably should have called a doctor sooner, but we had been fighting a lot lately, and I just thought she was hiding away, and
People don't just stop breathing out of nowhere, Dad. That's not how that works. Look at me. Why can't you look at me?
it's this damn headache.
So you can't look at me because of a headache? It doesn't matter that I'm in the shadows over here?
Okay, what?
Why is it that you can't tell me any of this with a solid answer or looking at me? Why can't you look at me when you tell me that she died because all of a sudden she just stopped breathing?
Probably because I have no pride left in me. We'd been fighting a lot the last few months before she died. Not about, well, a little bit about the booze. Not about skirts, not about nothing except for you, about you. She wanted me to make it right. And I told her no. You're the one who left. You abandoned us. I'm not making an effort to make it right. We argued about that a lot.
And then at some point she got so mad she pushed you?
She never pushed me. She yelled or took my bottles, but
Dad,
she knew not to lay hands on me.
Dad, every time you lie to me, you look away. Look at me and say that again.
Your mother did not touch me.
Why do you keep lying to me?
I'm not lying about this. I just don't want to talk about it. But I know you need to.
So, the whole story is just all of a sudden she wasn't talking to you and she just stopped breathing, and you don't even remember what the doctor said. That's all, that's the whole story. You ain't keeping anything from me.
It's not the whole story.
Then what is, Dad?
All I mostly remember about after was she wanted me to come find you, and I didn't want to, but those were kind of the last things she said to me, so. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what the doc said. I'm sorry, I don't. I think I was too drunk. I don't remember much since. I remember getting on the train. I remember wailing on Sammy for information and told Tommy to sell a couple of the pigs so I could get here. Before that is pretty dark.
So, it was all about me, was it?
We had been fighting about you for weeks. And I was sick of it, you hear me? Sick of it, I say.
Yeah, I'm sure you were pretty mad at her, weren't you?
But I came here because maybe I can do right by you both.
Or maybe you're just guilty. So, if I were to go into my house right now, where I have a telephone, and I was to call up to the saloon in Yellow Spring and to talk to my brothers, they'd tell me the same story?
Well, they may be able to tell you what the doc said. I mean, they were there.
Because people don't just get sick all of a sudden and stop breathing, Dad. That's not how that works.
I knows it.
You knows it. You knows it.
I mean, I sat there for the whole week drinking and praying that she'd at least start yelling at me again or something.
A week?
Well, she was sick for a week and then she died. I got the doctor after
So
a few days, I think. Like I said, I thought she was mad at me, hiding away because of our fight. And then she didn't come out, and so I checked on her, and then I called the doc.
after a week.
No, I was watching her for like a week, I think.
You were watching her for a week.
I was by her bedside, and the doc came in, and he didn't know what was going on, and he made a couple trips and tried a couple things. I don't remember. There's a lot of fog. I remember a lot of fog.
So if I go and I make that phone call right now, I'm gonna get the same damn story from the doctor.
Well, it might be clearer days and such. I was in the bottle. I told you that. I was in the bottle ever since she started yelling about you. She wanted us all whole again. And I cursed your name and told her no, I'm not doing nothing about it. And then she said we would talk when you're sober. And I said I'm never gonna talk about this again. And I made sure I wasn't sober. And she kept talking. She kept saying I had to fix the family. She just wouldn't let up, and I couldn't. She wanted you home so bad, and I thought coming here would make do of her wishes.
Yeah, make do with her wishes, not try to get me to come home to take care of you. We should be honest with me for once.
She's just like her mother, always pushing, always needling, always arguing. How do you handle that around here?
That's one of the reasons I married her.
Well, you already got married?
Nope. One of the reasons I want to.
Oh, I misheard. So you like getting yelled at and talking to?
someone that can hold me accountable, just the way that I hold her accountable.
Where was you raised?
That is a great question. On the streets.
So you didn't have some father to beat some sense into you then?
Not really.
Well, I did. And he described the world a lot differently than it currently is, let me tell you. Taught me a lot different than all these grand notions you all are living. Sorry, I'm just dropping some tidbits over to PSC. I think the glass she gave me was more water than whiskey that time.
Could be.
Burning in my stomach might not keep it down today. Might not keep anything down today. And that tea didn't help me sleep. I don't know what she put in it. Nightmares all night. Blasted headaches. Waking up all sweating and feverish. Next second I'm cold and shivering. Feel like I'm dying here.
Hey, look, she's a doctor. She's got a few things she's got to do first. Well, maybe she'll be able to help you.
Well, that dog yesterday wasn't able to do anything, so... Is your cousin better than him? Well, I guess maybe other ideas and all that. Some dogs are better than others, I guess.
You were partially telling the truth, but you didn't say everything.
Well, what did I leave out that they told you? How many days or what
The fact that you wouldn't let the boys check on her at all and you wouldn't let the doctor move her.
Well, she was sick.
So you wouldn't let him take her to the doctor so she could get some care long term? You wouldn't let the boys check on their mother? If she was deathly ill, you know, don't you think...
Yeah, she was dying, but I thought she was gonna get better, and they had work to do, and the dog didn't seem to... I don't know. He couldn't figure it out.
Look at me when you talk. Why did you not let the dog take her? Or move her, for that matter? Why? You just shoved him out when he couldn't give you a solid answer.
Well, sometimes them docs are crackpots, you know that. Them snake oil folks. I didn't know this doc. I mean, he's kinda new. He's not the old doc.
So you thought keeping her at home and letting her waste away was a good idea? You thought not letting the boys see her and then her just passing on without them getting to say goodbye, you thought that was okay?
They gotta say goodbye.
Did they,
We was all there, I think.
No, they weren't. You didn't let them see her at all. You stayed locked in that room with her.
I swears I let them in. They saw her. No, they did. Before she died, they saw her.
You can't even keep your story straight. Why do you keep lying to me?
I'm not lying. They saw her. I just don't think they knew how serious it was.
You are lying because you ain't telling me the full story. And I know you was lying about Mama pushing you.
Yeah, she wouldn't let up, like I said. She wanted you home so bad.
And there you go, and there you go. You admit you lied again.
I don't think she laid hands on me.
So which is it?
I remember us fighting, okay? I remember it was foggy out. I'd done one final round. She had that look, that pushing look that you're having right now. The look that says you're failing me.
Yeah, because you won't give me an honest answer, Dad.
I can't.
Don't keep hanging your head. Look at me.
I'm trying.
You better try hard as hell to remember how that fight went.
Well, she wanted you home so bad. I said no. And I cursed your name. And I said never. She's not a Wyatt. She left us. She doesn't care for us. And then she said something similar to like what you said the other day. She said, well, you love the bottle more than you love your daughter, and she smacked the bottle out of my hand. And I think I pushed her. And she hit the back of her head. And she was quiet for a bit. I remember taking her to bed because I thought it was like, another time when I grabbed her too hard and she just needed to rest.
And so the doctor came to check on her and you didn't let him move her. So he couldn't check the back of her head?
Oh, probably. I was definitely in the bottle then. After she wouldn't get up. I didn't know what I'd done. And all I heard was her voice saying to come find you, and so I did. I didn't mean to. I swears I didn't mean to. All right, y'all. Now the decision. Oh shit! She went Red Wolf.
You have 10 seconds to start running. Five seconds.
What? I can't run. What are you doing? What are you talking
3,
about?
2, 1.
What are you doing? Stop it, I'm your father. It was an accident. Oh! Oh! What are you doing? Annie, don't!
So, you like killing helpless women? You like beating on helpless boys?
Oh! Annie, please!
I let you into my home. I was gonna try
Help!
to forgive you.
Thomas! Don't let her kill me! Oh! No! Please! Annie! I'm bleeding!
I just
Please.
think I was maybe gonna trust you for just a second.
What is this? Who are you? You're not my Annie.
I hope that hurt. I hope that hurt. I really did.
I can't do /me's in... I can't do /me's in, I didn't see any if I could.
Oh no, he's bleeding.
What did you do?
I just shot him a couple of times in the legs. Oh, come on, he's still alive. How does it feel, Dad? How does it feel?
I'm trying to not overrule her RP here.
How does it feel to have somebody actually fight back for once? How does it feel to be powerless? I'm sure it don't feel good. This is what a bottle does to you. It turns you into a demon. You deserve a whole lot more than this. For what you did to Mama. But I will be nice. For now. I don't want you to die on my property at the very least. Payback's a bitch, ain't it?
I wish I could see a little bit better when, this is a little bit disorienting on this server. I can usually zoom out a little bit when I'm downed, but not here. I'm trying to look away. Q and Z? Oh, thank goodness. Thank you. Okay. Well, at least I can zoom in from above.
No, this won't do. There are those other campers this way.
Thank you so much, Dave. It's always different depending on the server.
I know.
Wish you could turn the camera. Oh, you can a little. Oh no, it just snaps back. Oh, she's gonna take me somewhere to dump me. Hell yes. I actually like this. I think the fact that he was never really truthfully honest with her for a whole week, that he has lied to her and tried to sneak every chance he's gotten. He's provided...
Storm, now is not the time.
He's provided nothing but heartache and pain to her.
Go. There he is.
I feel that she should just let him rot like the...
Go on, go home.
The asshole that he is. That's what I feel, but it's her character, so I'm letting her decide. I liked the fact that she said, I'm not going to let you die here on my property.
I tried. I really did.
And so now she's Red Wolf, which is awesome.
I gave you a chance.
What is it, Q and
No,
Z?
I gave you
There's
a lot of
Q.
chances, didn't I?
She gave me like 10 chances.
Well, I guess she gave you a lot of chances.
Oh man, look at this blood. It's just
I
dripping.
told her not to. I
Oh my
told
gosh.
her just to get rid of him, but she didn't listen to me.
I have to shut up.
Now look what has to happen.
I have to shut up. Because she's RPing.
I left her alone with you, and you turned out to be a murderer. The boys will be better off without you.
Mm-hmm. They definitely will be.
There won't be some villain looming over them controlling their lives. Dare say half the town won't miss you. You and your drinking problems pissing everybody off. I tried to help you, but you just couldn't be honest with me. You didn't give enough effort in quitting. You just wanted me to go home and replace her. You wanted to absolve yourself of your guilt.
Mm-hmm. God, she's nailing it. I'll talk about it here in a little bit, but
What would have happened if I just turned you into the law? They would have thrown you into a cell and you would have gotten back out and been one angry motherfucker. I'm doing the world a favor by getting rid of you.
out of character, I agree. I didn't think it was going to happen this fast, but I agree. Honestly, it was time. He's been nothing but a nuisance and a thorn in her side for the past week. She's got another life and a whole other thing, and then he comes in and messes it all up. Drags out the past that she wanted to forget.
This looks good enough.
gives her bad news about her
Whoopsie
mother.
daisy. I'm sure the wolves will come around nighttime again. There won't be nothing but bones. Maybe in your next life you'll remember not to be such an asshole.
Oh man, I wish you could tilt the camera. Well, this is the end of Jeremy White. So, he is so selfish that the only reason he is here, as Annalise said, is to absolve him of his guilt for killing Beatrice. Yeah, sure, he said it's because he wanted her to come back. He had news. But this guy is such an asshole. Such a self-centered prick that he latched onto his dead wife's last argument, her last words, thinking that if he does follow through with her last wishes, that he would magically become a better person, since they keep telling him that he's not, especially when he's in the bottle. There was no redemption. There was no redemption. Nothing can be redeemed from this man. He used to abuse his children. He used to keep the women locked up inside the house. He was overbearing. He was controlling. Annalise is the only one who got away from him. And it's pissed him off to no end for years and years. And because Annalise had a nice heart, she took him in. She gave him a chance. He didn't deserve a chance, but she gave it to him. And all it's going to cause her is more and more heartache. So much more heartache. Because not only did she just recently learn about her mother's death, she didn't really have a chance to come to grips with it because of the annoying thing that was her father being around. And so now she's going to get a double whammy of realizing that her father killed her mother, had been lying about it the whole time, or at least not talking about it the whole time. And, you know, because she's Annalise, and she is such a soft heart when she's not Red Wolf, she's gonna have to deal with the fact that she just killed her own father. However short that may be. So it's a double whammy. Will she second guess herself? Probably not. Hang on, I'm getting pinged. Dying alone in the bushes where the wolves can get him. Fear, you say he survived a lot longer than you expected? A bit longer? Oh, okay, a bit longer. Hi, Amir. Sorry, yeah, I was deep in it. You missed it. You missed it. I will put it up on YouTube and stuff later, obviously. But quick summary is because he did not have booze to drown out his sorrows and help him sleep, he was having a real rough time with his withdrawals. Because of the withdrawals, he wasn't sleeping too well. He was having nightmares. And he may have been mumbling in his sleep. He may have been shouting into nothingness that he's sorry. He may have cried out that he didn't mean to hurt her. He might have said, "I'm sorry, Beatrice," in the middle of the night, and it's possible Zio and Annalise could have heard that if they checked on him, because he was in a right state last night, if you all recall. And the tea didn't help. I mean, tea helping alcoholism withdrawals after 3 days, which it's at its absolute peak of symptoms. So the tea definitely didn't help him, no matter what they put in it. And Annalise was very cold and precise today. She barely gave him any alcohol, probably intentionally. It was more watered down than it was more water than alcohol. And as I kind of foreshadowed the last couple of days with her, arguing with him, is his head couldn't take it. His head couldn't take it. And so he just wanted it to stop. And the best way to do that is to answer her questions. And she's just like her mother, always pushing, always nagging. And so Annalise just kind of subtly said, I need to talk to you. And he said, what did I do this time? And she's like, you've been here for several days and, you dropped this news on me and we haven't really talked about it. I haven't been able to process it. And she wanted specifics on Beatrice dying. And if you recall the first stream, Beatrice he said she was sick, and he looked away when he said it, and he said, that's not why I'm here though. Well, that's part of why I'm here. And, he was drunk anyway when he brought the news. So he changed the subject real quickly, and she hasn't asked about it since then. And I was waiting for the triggers to happen. I was waiting, and it didn't happen. So we kind of forced it with the dream stuff. I pinged him last night and I said, he's at his worst symptom wise of withdrawals. And you all would probably hear him, saying some things in his sleep if you were to patrol, if Zio is to patrol or Annalise was to, pass by and check on him, because she is kind-hearted when she's not in Red Wolf form. And then, so he was looking away from her. He's not talking to her about that. He didn't want to talk about that. Every time he didn't want to talk about something, he kind of looked away or tried to change the subject. But tonight his defenses were down, because he had a really rough night. He's had a really rough couple of days trying to get sober, trying to get dry. And so, some things of the story slipped out that he kind of remembers that he didn't mind revealing, which was mother was sick, Beatrice was sick, she was unresponsive to the doctors, and so they couldn't really figure it out. And I'm sure the doctor had some technical term for it, but Jeremy didn't remember. What is it called when you're internally bleeding from a head wound that the husband is hiding, I'm sure there's some neurological term for that, but she wasn't able to speak and stuff at that point. And everyone locally just accepted the story because, in that time, women went to their beds, got sick, and died. It happened. And Jeremy passed out that story, and then his guilt started to override him. But anyway, back to what he revealed to Annalise was the fact that, she was kind of in bed for a week. He did send for a doctor. The doctor didn't really know. Annalise pressed on that. He didn't really know. He didn't remember. He was dead drunk after the fight that he had with Beatrice. He didn't tell her about the fight immediately. And she said, so if I'm going to go use my phone and call Yellow Spring, which is their hometown, find the doctor, find one of the boys on the telephone, they're going to say the same story. He said, well, they might know the days better than me because I was drunk. Doctor might tell you specifics. But Jeremy wasn't lying about what he knew of those days after she got sick. But he definitely wasn't saying the days leading up to it. And so he kept looking away or kept looking down and not meeting her gaze, that sort of thing. And she did pick up on that. She thought I was lying about that story, but I wasn't. His guilt was coming through about something else that he was hiding every time he looked away. When she was questioning him tonight. Then he revealed that they had been arguing the last couple of months about Annalise. Just a little something I came up with, not, nothing that she told me about, but just a little something I came up with to try to dig it in a little further. The fact that they were arguing about Annalise and that Beatrice wanted him to make it right and to make the family whole. It's been 8 years since she's gone. You need to go find her. Annalise never pressed how Jeremy found out that Sammy was receiving letters, but Beatrice did kind of reveal that accidentally to Jeremy. She had been sending letters and then the letters stopped. And so that was one of the reasons why Beatrice wanted to get Jeremy to go and find Annalise and make it right, make the family whole. So they had been arguing for a couple of months about it, and he is adamant. She left us. He had already written her off. She left us. Kind of disparate from what he's been saying since he got here, isn't it? Well, they got into a shouting match as per usual when he's in the bottle and she's yelling at him and he doesn't want to hear it. So Beatrice said something really similar to what Annalise said the other day, which was, you love Annalise more, or you love the bottle more than you love your own daughter. And then she smacked the bottle out of his hand and he pushed her and she hit her head. And I did a little bit of research on back of the head hits, and there are, depending on how hard it is, there can be amnesia, there can be internal bleeding. The movies when they pistol whip someone in the back of the head and then they wake up, oh, my head, an hour later. It's complete and utter bullshit. That stuff will wreck you. It will wreck you. And so I decided to kind of go with she got some illness and she wasn't able to talk. And so Annalise on the phone heard from the doctor that, he wasn't able to do a full exam. He didn't really know what was wrong. And then Jeremy announced that she was dead a couple of days later. And, buried her on the farm, and like I said, people die all the time, right? People die all the time. So, so the town accepted the story. Annalise also heard on the phone that, he wouldn't let the boys in very much. He did let them come and see her, kind of when the doctor was there and stuff. But, so they could see that she was wasting away from whatever the illness was, even though it was his drunken induced aggression that caused this illness. And just one day she stopped breathing, and that's what happens. I probably stretched a little longer than I should have. An internal bleeding in the brain, some sort of, I forget the technical terms, but I read up on them a little bit before I decided to do this. I forget what it's called. But anyway, slow bleed in the brain, cracked skull, that sort of thing will leak brain fluid into the bloodstream, and eventually you do die, and vice versa. Blood goes into the brain where it shouldn't and stuff, into the skull cavity where it shouldn't, and you eventually die. But the doctor couldn't figure it out because he wasn't able to do a full examination. Sammy took it the hardest, and that was the opportune time for Jeremy to beat on Sammy to get Annalise's location. And so Jeremy decided to come out. I feel like I made him a little bit more of a villain in my mind than Annalise originally described him, but I have to add some depth to the characters. I didn't want it all just surface level, so I had to add a little depth, right? And so the additional depth that I added was that Beatrice's last words were fighting to get Annalise back into the family, and so he kind of latched on that, and maybe the universe, God, whoever, he grew up religious. I mean, he's a pig farmer and traditional values. Maybe he would be forgiven if he does successfully navigate her final words and brings Annalise home. And then maybe his guilt that he felt for killing his wife of 30 years, as Annalise kept digging home. Oh, she found him. Oh, she might have found him. Zio's been looking for him. I don't know if she wants to do something to the body. Oh, she was so close, but... oh, well. So he felt this trip was, you know, he was gonna say, you need to come home and take care of us, and your brothers miss you, and your mama died, so you need to come say goodbye. And maybe just maybe, if he was able to bring her home, that that his guilt would be absolved, that's been eating him for years and years and years. Oh man, she just like basically ran over him. Maybe she'll see this. So I hate to say it, but I have been lying to you all just a little bit. There was no chance of redemption. There was no chance of redemption. There we go. Now we're going to see what Zio has planned for the body. If Annalise sent her, then this might actually add a little bit more trauma to Annalise's story as well. Like if she calmed down and sent Annalise, or sent Zio to come grab him and try to save him. Are any arrows still stuck in him that look usable? A few are broken, but 2 are usable from his leg and belly. She said she shot me in the leg, but I saw blood pouring out of my belly, so I just rolled with it. She takes the 2 arrows, wipes them, then puts them in her quiver. Let's get some music going. It was too lighthearted earlier. I need to... switch, hang on. She looks around. I don't even know where we are. I think we went up into Bear Country, maybe? Like, northeast in Big Valley? Because I saw some flowers, and then I saw a whole bunch of trees and bushes and rocks. No, not this song. No. These are all too happy. Oh. Oh my gosh. Here, we'll have some discordant death music here. It was a little too quiet. Oh god, this is really disorienting. Can I flip around? It doesn't let me flip around, does it? Just closer and further, okay. Oh yeah, we're in Bear Country. There's the creek right there. He's still dripping blood everywhere. I mean, it would have congealed by now, but I haven't had respawn or alert doctor or anything, so. So yes, what I was trying to say is, I kind of pulled one over on you all, and I said, there's 3 paths. There's aggression, there's redemption, there's okay, bye. But based on the truth coming out, I figured there would be no redemption. And I'm all for it. I'm all for the trauma, and Annalise, PSC, said she's all for the trauma too. So, I decided to do the unforgivable, which was to murder her mother. Because she wanted trauma. So I'm sorry if it's too much. But hopefully I did this character justice for her story. I hope she hated him. I hope she didn't trust him. I hope she saw that he was being a liar and untrustworthy half the time. I hope that she saw that after 52, 53 years, however old he is, that he wouldn't change. Props him against the tree, sitting up. Oh, she's staging the body. Interesting. Signs. Though you did not deserve it, I hope a view of the ranch allows you to watch over her. Aw, Zio. She put me on the hill by the ranch. Oh man, it's so tough to be an asshole with such kind-hearted role players, y'all, but I agreed to it. So anyway, what I was saying was, I hope that this now is able to lurch Annalise forward into the next chapter of her life. I wonder, out of character, if she was waiting to do the wedding until this story was done, because that would be hanging over her. Her abusive, alcoholic father is not there. Good riddance, of course, but now she has some sort of closure with, her horrible father figure. I didn't run into too many people in this limited run, obviously, but the people I did, did ping me and say, wow, I really hate him. And I'm like, good. That was the intention. Means I'm doing my job right. My biggest fear taking on this character was that I was gonna mess it up. And hopefully I didn't. And hopefully Annalise now has a good historical record of her father, besides her backstory. And I honestly hope this opens up some doors for her and Snow and Zio and any other friends who might be privy to all of this. Maybe Rex eventually, I don't know. If Hang 'em High ever comes back, shakes fist in air. Man yells at clouds. Because Rex and Annalise were really close, so he'd be interested in hearing the full story. But I hope this opens up more avenues of roleplay. Is what I really hope. Right? That's my biggest hope with all of this, because I think there could be so much that comes from this. She goes into a depression. Snow has to pull her out, or Snow gets upset because she haphazardly killed again as Red Wolf. Who knows? Because, you know, he reacted, as far as I understand, he reacted an interesting way when Annalise killed Casey a few months back. Hey V, hey Nopa. Did I get mauled? No. No. We got shot with arrows by a red wolf. And we bled out in the bushes. Because the truth finally came out. Y'all missed it. I will just briefly recap again. You'll have to go back to see the whole thing, or you'll have to hear my recent debrief the last 20 minutes. Beatrice is Annalise's mother, and she recently died, and it turns out that Jeremy, in a drunken rage, is actually who killed her. This would have come out sooner if Annalise would have pressed it, but she didn't, and so I kind of lurched it forward by saying at his pinnacle of withdrawal symptoms, he was talking in his sleep and saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt her," that sort of stuff in his sleep. And so she was prepared, and she wanted to hear the story from him. Zio told her, or she came and checked on him or something, and heard him talking in his sleep at the height of his withdrawal symptoms. And he came here in an effort to appease Beatrice's final words, which they were arguing about Annalise. This was something I cooked up myself. They were arguing about Annalise. Beatrice wanted Annalise to come home. She wanted him to make it right. He refused. He absolutely refused. And then after he killed her, he kind of had a couple months of drinking into stew, and then decided to come and find her to absolve him of his guilt, hopefully. Self-centered, completely narcissistic, domineering, controlling. What a thought, right? That, yes, I'm going to go and bring my daughter back, and that's going to absolve me of my sins. In his crazy, messed up, toxic way, he thought that was what it was going to be. He didn't get to say all that because as soon as he mentioned that he drunkenly pushed Beatrice and she hit her head, and then he kind of staged the whole sickness thing, she went inside and came out as Red Wolf and told him to run. And he did not run very well in his hungover state, and especially after getting an arrow in one of his legs immediately. And so he didn't get to explain that to Annalise. I kind of tried alluding to it, but I didn't actually get to say it out loud. But, you know, for posterity, he didn't actually come to try to repair his relationship with his daughter. He came to try to absolve his own guilt. And she did kind of call it out a little bit, but not specifically the part about the guilt of killing the mother. So yeah, she shot him several times as Red Wolf, which is a maniacally delirious character when Annalise switches into that mode and enjoys killing. And passed out from blood loss. I had like 5 arrows in me, 6 arrows in me. I don't know how many arrows I had in me. I lost count running, and I leaned up against a fence and turned around and asked my daughter, "Who is she? What did you do to my daughter? That's not my daughter." And then he passed out. I think he might have said "Annie, please," maybe as his last words. Maybe. I don't think so. I think he was still kind of questioning who she was. Because that was definitely not Annalise who killed him. Annalise dragged him outside of the ranch and walked away, and he bled out. Zio just came and found him, propped him up at a tree with a peek of the ranch from wherever he is. I can't see because of the death cam on this server. But she signed that even though I don't deserve it, he'll get one final last look at the ranch, looking over his daughter. And that's it. That's Jeremy's limited run story. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. I better log out before someone else comes and finds the body. And I'll log back in and delete the character at some point. So he died alone, unloved, in a bush, as his God intended. I so want to listen in on Annalise and Snow's conversation right now, but they don't stream, dang it. Or whatever's going to be going on back at the ranch. But it's not my story. I'm sure she'll tell me about it eventually, but it's not my story. All right, y'all. Honestly, I think that's it. I think that's it for the night. He definitely did. Sorry, I'm pinging PSC. Hey, how funny. That was very sweet of you for propping him up like that, even though he didn't deserve it. Not at all. Yeah, he definitely didn't deserve it. She was told to treat dead people with respect, and she did so. I was hoping that you were going to burn the body, but it's fine. It's fine. So my thoughts were just catching everybody up. If this wouldn't have triggered, or if Annalise would have gone a different way with this, kicked him out or whatever, then his death would have been different. I would have probably gotten him completely drunk and ran into the snow and frozen to death, or fallen into the fire and burned to death. Those were the two that I kind of had in the back of my head if Annalise would have switched to not being this aggressive. But since she went this way, this was the other way it could have gone, in my opinion, too. My notes are like, she's either going to kill me, or she's going to kick me out forcefully, and he's going to get drunk and die in a gutter somewhere. And then I'm like, fire? I was also thinking maybe he would sneak back onto the ranch and start yelling and then fall into the fire that they had been sitting around at. That would have been a little bit of a nice full circle moment, since they'd been sitting around the fire every day for a week. Or, you know, wander in the snow if he somehow got past the bears and died in the snow. So that's how I was thinking it was going to end if it didn't end this way, but I'm really happy it ended this way. And I do hope that there's some serious character development, and Annalise and Snow and Zio can play this off of their own stories, and more RP comes of it. And I'm very happy that he was universally disliked, even if Annalise was trying to give him a chance, even if Snow was being diplomatic and trying to give him a chance. Zio's tradition doesn't involve burning, so she doesn't know that's a thing that people do. Oh, okay, I gotcha. No worries. Didn't really do her tradition either, but it wasn't really a burial, so it's fine. Yeah, he doesn't deserve an actual burial. I was telling chat before you got here, Ha Funny, that there was no chance of redemption. I may have said there was, but there was none. I pre-planned that there was none. I'm glad you thought that there never was going to be. I thought last night was perfect for lurching this a bit forward with the thing I pinged you last night, and I don't know how you all RP'd it, if you told her or if she checked in on him or whatever to hear the midnight truth. In fact, he got a lot softer than I expected. Okay, so that's the part that you may have missed. The only reason he was actually here was to absolve himself of his guilt, because that was Beatrice's last wishes, was to bring Annalise back and reunite the family. And since he killed her, the only reason he was here was he had been drinking for 2 months, fighting off the demons of the murder and the cover-up of her death. The only thing that he thought was going to save his soul, for lack of a better term, would be to follow through with Beatrice's last wishes. And so what you were seeing was him doing his best to absolve himself while still being in pain. Yeah, blah, 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 he wanted a relationship. Yeah, blah, 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 I'm trying hard. Yeah, blah, 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 I better make some money because that'll be the show that she needs. But in all reality is he felt that if he would have somehow brought her back, or brought her back to visit Beatrice's grave or whatever, that his soul would have been absolved of all of his wrongdoings. For a little bit, you thought I was going to sober. We were going to go with him not remembering he killed her and slowly regaining the memory after sobering up. Kind of. I went with a slightly different angle, which was when he is in so much pain and his symptoms are there and he's having hot and cold flashes and he's having bad dreams and he didn't sleep well, his defenses are down. And that's when he was letting stuff slip. And that's when he was letting... Well, I mean, Annalise is already a smart cookie, so she was able to figure out something was up anyway. But what I was doing out of character was waiting for her to trigger the full discussion about Beatrice's death, and she hadn't yet, and so that's why I kind of pushed forward the dreams thing. But yeah, he kind of... In a way, it was, sobering up allowed him to not drink away the stuff. When he's drunk, he can just be surly and repeat himself and not remember half of the shit he says. And it could be a lie because he was drunk. But, in the sobering sunlight and the pain that is involved with that after a 30-year drunk, 25-year drunk goes off the bottle, it definitely breaks the fortress walls down. So you were pretty close. But I decided to go with it just a slightly different way, that's all. PSC says it was more poetic that she killed him. The daughter that was sheltered, the one he tried so hard to keep safe and turn into a housewife, was the only one that had the balls to finally do him in. She snapped. You think it went great? Yeah, I think so. I think this was a good limited character to hopefully progress all y'all's story. I can't wait to see the ripples of all of this. She's now permanent 2 of my characters. Both of them have been assholes. But this is actually going back to what I was saying the last couple of nights. Is it's really nice to find a group of people that you can trust to RP safely with. If I was just some rando's father, and they said, "Hey, I need someone as my father," and they need to be an asshole and come in and have a confrontation with me and see what happens. If it was just some rando and not PSC or, someone else I've been RPing with for 5 years, it could have just ended in a heartbeat, and it could have just been like, they could have tied him up and stabbed his legs and made him reveal the truth. But, because it is in a trusted setting where we do like to, as a group, like to slow burn a little bit more. It was a fast version of slow burn for me. I could have stretched this out for weeks, but we were also talking about switching servers, and so we weren't going to do that until after this chapter was done. And so maybe this will be kind of the shock that's needed if they, if everyone's planning on, switching servers and changing states, so to speak, because of this, and don't want any recollection of him, then that might be a good trigger to move. So that's another reason why I was like, okay, yeah, we could go slower, but I like the limited fast slow burn. Is that the best way to put it? Fast slow burn? I mean, what was this, stream number 6? I think this was the 6th stream. Faster than usual is what I'll say. This one didn't get an arrow to the face by ZO. Yeah. The second you were an ass, you probably would have got shot by a random. Probably. Yeah, and so that's why it was safe to actually roleplay this with experienced roleplayers who enjoy the RP and the story and the character development more than they do the gunplay. Nope and I await you. Yeah, I have made my character on the other server. I'm not going to do it tonight. I may need to go back to my old house for a couple of days this week. So I won't start until after I get back, probably. So there's a chance I might go tomorrow. So you got approved for the server? Very nice, Mir. Flash paper. That's a good way of describing it. Yeah, there were some slow moments, but the story was clearly a quick spike in Annalise's long tale. All right, y'all. I guess it's a little shorter stream than I thought. I thought maybe she was gonna kind of question him in a little bit and then think about it, and then we were gonna do the 2-part RP again. But I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Still need to download Red M and TeamSpeak and maybe get a bit more practice with Red Dead 2 Story for control familiarity. Yeah, since you're going to be doing mouse and keyboard and used to controls. I mean, I think you can still use a controller if you need to. I think people use controllers in Red M. You might not have all the buttons, though. Like, you might have to, like, have a keyboard and your controller. You read online that most RP servers don't... Yeah, well, they don't support them, but that doesn't mean you can't use them. It just means that you can't use all of their specifics with a controller. If you just needed it for movement and aiming and stuff like that, you could probably do that. But if you needed a button for voice or whatever... Well, you could probably set up a button for voice and stuff, too. On New Haven, moving the joystick right opens up a clothing menu for some reason. Yeah, it's things like that. You would have to fiddle the controls based on the server. But the server that we're going to be moving to, it has pretty basic default controls from what I was seeing. So you may be able to still do it for movement. I've known people to just use the, before there was slow walk scripts, people used to use the thumb pads to do kind of a slow walk. And that's all they used it for, like walking through town with a slow walk, and then they, switched to keyboard for everything else. That was before there were scripts that allowed you to slow down your walking, but yeah. So yes, my next character, he's a bit of an outdoorsman. There's going to be a lot of hunting and plant gathering, a lot of tracking probably. Similar to Rex, I kind of want to use the map as a character in itself, and we'll see how it works. It's another take on using the map as a character. So that's just a little sneak peek. And his name is Levi. Well, so he was in the army, so he'll say his name is his last name first, which is Kincaid. So when he introduces himself, it'll be Kincaid, Levi Kincaid. I think you'll ask about it in the servers because using a controller to move, aim, and shoot will be great. I bet you can probably do those things. But if they have a random button attached to, the down joystick or whatever, like they did on New Haven, then you might have to unbind those or change the bindings around. Runa is very off the grid centered. Maybe we'll run into each other in the woods. That's likely. Based on what V and Nopa are doing with their characters, there's a good chance that we're probably all going to run into each other. Which is my hope. You know me. I can't just sit around in town all day. I gotta get out. I gotta move around. I gotta take people on adventures. That's kind of my style. I always gotta be moving around. You know, drawing the map yourself is really fun. That's what Zio does. I don't know if I'm gonna draw the map myself, so to speak, but I've got some story hooks that will hopefully use the map as plot points in certain spots. And since it's a pretty new server, I'm hoping what I bring in won't already have lore on the server, if that makes sense. I think they've only been up for like 3 weeks, so... Hydrate, thank you, Fear. You'll be here watching from the sidelines? You don't want to join us on this new server, Fear? You can when you get back. But I have missed RP, so it was fun to, after a few months, to get back into it again. I know I did try this server a couple months ago. Beginning of May, I tried. And it was okay. It didn't really grab me, but what I latched onto, obviously, was being part of PSC's story. I did have a second character concept, but I've been stewing on that character for a long time. I'm gonna try him at some point, but I have to make sure about a couple things on a new server before I. When I join a new server, I don't like playing a darker crim type character immediately. Unless I know that there's going to be a lot of people around me that aren't going to just, you know, immediately shoot me. And so sometimes before I create a darker character, I like to test the server for a little while and see if it's, you know, how it handles crim and what the rules are and stuff before I switch. But what often happens is I create a Civ character first, and I get so elbows deep in that Civ character that I never switch over to that darker character. Or when I do, when I'm ready to switch over, then the server goes poof. All right, Fear. Have a great trip. Say hi to the penguins for me. We'll see you in a few days. Be safe out there. We're not too far from ending the stream anyway, so you're not missing much. All right, y'all. We're gonna call it here. I do hope everybody has a great night. A little shorter tonight, but that's all right. It's all about the story. Be sure to get your rest. Be sure to eat and stay hydrated. And I will catch you on the next one. It'll be a couple days till I stream, probably. I'll let y'all know on Blue Sky or check on Discord or whatever. Or be sure you're following me because the notifications. Anyway, have a great night. See y'all.
The day is done, the time has come. You battled